Unqualified Apes, episode 4. Begin now.
Yay.
Wait, who do you think's gonna win the fights first before we do that?
All right.
Stop
Let's
that.
take a look at this card.
Yeah, I don't know who a lot of these guys are, but I know who some of them are.
Yeah.
Maybe most of them.
Well, we
Probably
got
all
the
of them.
first fight today in the prelims. Fox Sports 1.
Your dog's killing somebody right
Fucking
now.
dog is...
Well,
drives me fucking crazy.
shouldn't have gone through that door.
What's today? What's the date?
April 4th.
April 4th. Fox Sports 1. With the first fight, Ryan Stallings versus Justin Jones.
Is that Ron Stallings or
Ron.
Ryan? Ron?
Did I say Ryan?
Maybe. I don't know. For
I don't know.
Okay, so Ron Stallings versus Justin Jones.
Ron Stallings versus Justin Jones. Justin Jones looks terrifying to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw him fight one time, and he didn't do bad. It was a crazy fight, but I don't know who Ron Stallings is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who he is either. But,
I'm going to go with Justin Jones. Let's go. He's got a beard.
he does
Team
have a
Jones.
beard.
Maybe he's John Jones's uncle. He looks like he could be maybe John Jones's cousin or uncle.
They're both...
How old is he? He's
They're
27.
both-
Whoa. Ron
This is-
Stallings. Looks like he's falling asleep or that his face is melting.
They both look very, very tired. Justin Jones has that, like, chest hair that, like, all clumps up and into these weird balls of, like, hair.
He twists it.
It's
they're
really
little
weird.
twists.
It's very odd. You don't see a lot of chest hair on UFC guys, you know?
Yeah, they should all grow. Oh, I don't know what that was. Yeah,
I think he
should,
didn't want to touch gloves or something. He was
Is that what
"No, I
that?
don't
He
wanna
kind of
touch
shook
gloves."
his head and moved his hands toward his beard or throat. Yeah, damn, that's some crazy chest hair,
Dude, it's like spotted.
and it's just there.
It's like polka dot chest hair.
Ron Stallings giving some gang
I gotta go with
signs.
chest hair. Justin Chest Hair Jones. Choir boy. Really?
he's an
Ron
angel.
Stallings is choir boy, huh?
Old Josh Rosenthal is the referee.
So Jake, not a lot of stuff happened in the MMA community this last week. Really nothing much. But there was Aldo vs. McGregor's World Tour. Did you see any of that?
Nope.
You didn't watch any of that?
Nope. We got nothing to talk about.
I watched it. It was
I watched it. It was. I saw some of it. I didn't watch a whole lot, but I watched some of it because it was crazy how you just have a dude getting rolled around from city to city, just getting made fun of by an Irishman over and over again.
yeah.
Oh man.
His talk game is definitely out of control to the point of awesomeness.
It's alright.
Did you see him steal the belt from Jose's fucking thing? I mean, that was amazing. I think that's a little overboard, but at the same time, that made for gold television. Like, I mean, did you see Aldo try to get it like a little kid, like jumping at it a little bit?
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was so awkward.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
that was a big body
Ron
kick.
Stallings is beating the crap out of Jones.
Oh, wow. He's coming back, though. Oh, big head
Body
kick.
kick and punches. Oh, man, he punched him in the body.
He's staying, though. He's fighting through it.
Hurt.
He's trying to get his breath.
Oh, he just hit him hard, though. Jones is tough, man.
That's some of the best little back and forth I've seen in a while.
Damn, he was on the cage getting his ass kicked, and now Jones just took down Stallings.
It's a good fight so far. You think Dana White was just seeing dollar signs as soon as Conor stole that belt? Because I think he was.
Yeah, definitely. That's the only. There's got to be no other reason. Wow, he's got him in a deep choke. There's no other reason for Dana White to like keep asking Jose Aldo to do that, other than they're gonna make some money.
Oh, God.
I hope Jose Aldo made some money because that had to suck. A lot.
I hope that this fight lives up to it though, because it's gonna be a lot of hype. This is just as much
it could,
as Jones Cormier.
It could go quick one way or the other, though, because the way McGregor stands, his legs are very far apart. You know, he's got like a really wide and out in the open stance. Like Aldo was going to leg kick him, right? He's going to kick his leg.
Well, a guy that was fighting tonight, Chad Mendes, he did really well against Aldo. Probably the best that anybody's ever done, really, against Aldo recently. And you've never seen Mendes fight Conor McGregor, but who do you think would have won that fight?
I don't know. It's a fight of different styles. You have a short wrestler who's good at boxing, and you have a lanky striker.
Yeah.
Who I don't really know if he's good on the ground at all. He seems to be okay, but
throwing
who knows? He hasn't really faced like really high level grapplers in the UFC. So, Aldo, I think, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So if it goes to the ground at any point, and Aldo's like a real strong dude at that weight class, he could just decide, I'm just going to drag you to the ground and try to submit you, and it would be over quickly. Maybe no one's thinking about that, and maybe that's what he's doing in his camp.
It's a little weird that a guy that hasn't even fought some of the top in the division is getting a shot at Aldo already.
He skipped a lot of guys. Well, the only reason he skipped everybody is because those guys have already lost to Aldo.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar really the best in that division, in my opinion, is Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
There's no one even close. Like, I don't think that Mendes or Lamas, McGregor, any of those guys would beat Frankie Edgar, but I think that the only guy who could beat Edgar is pretty much Jose Aldo. I don't think McGregor could beat Frankie Edgar. I think that dude would just beat the crap out of him, actually.
That would have been a great fight. I mean, maybe we'll see it if Conor McGregor gets the belt, or even doesn't get the belt. He'll have to start fighting some of these other guys to get a rematch.
You know who Frankie is? He's fighting? He's fighting Uriah Faber.
Uriah Faber, right. Yeah, that'll be I think Edgar's going to run through Faber. But
you know what I kind of look at that match as? It's like a purgatory match. You got Uriah Faber, who's lost to Barao twice. His teammate's the champion. He can't beat Aldo either. He lost to him.
Yeah.
But he can beat everybody else. And then you got Frankie Edgar, who, like I just said, he can beat probably everybody else in that division.
Yeah.
So you got these two guys who can't beat the champ, but they can't lose to anybody else.
Yeah, it's a weird.
And you're a draw. Like, people want to see those two guys fight. So they're having a purgatory match.
Well, so we got Chad Mendes, Ricardo Lamas, the Dalai Lamas. I think that's good. He should have used that. Ricardo, the Dalai Lamas.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, right?
Good job, Mike.
Yeah. Who do you think's winning that? Mendes? I'm pretty sure.
Everybody thinks Mendes is going to win. I'm going with that one as well.
I'm going to go with the Dalai Lamas just because I gave him a new nickname, and I want to see him win. Just want to see him. I like rooting for the underdog. Personally, that's like one of my favorite things.
I really can't hate you for that.
I always root. I always like to see somebody dethroned. I like to see the underdog come up and just spoil everybody's thoughts. I just think that's probably one of the best things about the sport.
Not me. I love it when a guy who's 1,001 fights a guy who's 1 in 1,000, and then the exact thing that's supposed to happen just fucking happens. Because that guy just beats the crap out of him, and he just falls down.
Man,
Done.
That body kick was big.
Yeah, dude. Ron Stallings did a kick to the body on Justin Jones, and they just showed a replay, and it looks like the worst thing that could possibly happen to your ribs.
Yeah, and his face looked like how it looked. Like it looked hurt. Like as crazy.
And a head kick. No brain damage.
It's a good fight. These
here.
guys are really going at it. It's good.
Those guys are both going to have some... Like, after this fight, if it just keeps going like this, permanent brain damage. Both fighters faced permanent brain damage in their last UFC fight.
In the UFC.
Just sitting there in that rocking chair when they're 42.
So did you see that GSP commented about Dana White saying he might not ever come back?
Yeah, wait. was it Dana White? What he said, or what GSP
Dana White said that he thought GSP returning was probably not going to happen. Probably just baiting GSP into saying something and giving it an answer. And GSP basically said that he could see himself returning, but he has no plans to right now. But he's still in fight shape, and I don't know. Do you think GSP at this point should return?
No.
At all?
No. If he has money, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you don't need the money, he shouldn't do it. There's no other reason he should fight.
No.
It's just for money. That's it.
He's done plenty. What else do you need to do? At this point.
It's not even that he needs to prove something. He may just want to fight.
Yeah.
But unless he actually needs to get money, I mean, he is going out on top. He's going out as on top as you can possibly go. He won against so many different fighters and avenged the only losses he'd ever had. And the best in his division's history. He beat Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
He beat BJ Penn. He
went away on
Fitch.
A win, too. Vacated the title.
Yeah, that last fight was probably a loss. But whatever. He still got the win.
Yeah, I agree with that, too.
But, yeah, he went out on top. Just stay out on top. If he has to make money, then everybody should be able to work.
Isn't he in the new Bloodsport movie or something like that?
I've heard he did Captain America. He's got other movies.
Well, yeah, he was in Captain America.
But how much money does he make on Captain America? Does he make $1 million?
No, I don't.
For that role?
That much. No.
What does he get? 20 grand?
No, maybe
probably more than that, right?
Probably about 100 grand, maybe.
How long does GSP live off 100 grand?
He's already got, I'm sure, millions, man. I'm sure he's got that. He's got so many sponsors. He's got tons of stuff that he does. But there's a guy, Dan Hardy. He's talking about
Dan Hardy.
He's talking about returning to the UFC, which I don't know. I mean, I guess he needs a paycheck.
Must be that.
But why not go to Bellator? Does he just think that he's not?
He's the European announcer for the UFC.
Oh, really?
He does the European shows.
Oh, so he's probably contracted to stay with the UFC no matter what. Then at this point,
the Crow Cop fight against Gonzaga next week. I think he might be on the announce team.
You know what they should do? Once a year, they should do an event where all of the fighters from all the different organizations do a tournament.
Just
one
last
big
week
tournament
in December or something like
that.
that.
Yeah, an all-stars thing where they just have fights mixed between the champions. The champion of Bellator fights the champion of UFC, or even what is the other one's called? World Series of Fighting? Is that another one?
I think it really should be UFC and Bellator. I mean, to an extent, their heavyweight champion would just get murdered by Cain Velasquez or Verdum.
Who's Askren and where's Askren?
ONE FC.
ONE FC.
So they only have a few champions. But yeah, you could take all the UFC versus the world or something, and just make that Bellator World Series of Fighting.
Yeah.
ONE FC, whatever else you want to consider elite.
Or bring back Pride fighting. Just completely.
The old owner of Pride, the guy who was either the president or the CEO, he's coming back into MMA. So apparently he's going to start some other promotion, or maybe get involved in a promotion. But he wants to do something with Bellator. But I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
Wow.
Because maybe he just wants to.
I think if Bellator changed its rules up and went to Pride kind of rules, I think they could compete with the UFC a lot more. Or even if they just changed up how they did the rounds. They did 1 10-minute round and then 2 maybe shorter rounds or 2 5-minute rounds or something like that. So they switched it up a little bit, so it's different than UFC, but you'd get a lot more finishes, I think, in 1 10-minute round. At least the first round, 10 minutes, boom. Mm-hmm. You get a lot more finishes that way.
That wouldn't be a bad one to change. A lot of fighters who used to do those, who used to be in Pride or Dream, I think that they did the same thing.
Yeah.
They liked it because you get more finishes. You're getting tired in 10 minutes, so whoever's technique is the best is going to win.
Yeah, it really comes down to that. I don't think the UFC will ever change it, but I could see another organization doing something. Don't some of the other organizations still allow soccer kicks to the head? And
I think maybe some in like India and in China or Asia. They still allow that kind of stuff, but any one of the like the North American or South America, they don't allow soccer kicks anymore.
You see the some of those like weird Russian
or
fighting leagues where they have it like 3 people just fighting. Like I saw something the other day where it was like,
are you serious?
3 guys that just fight. Yeah, they're like weird combat sports, or there'll be like a team of fighters, like 2 teams that go at it in these like weird ring setups, like where it's not just like a flat mat and a cage or anything like that. It will have different levels to it. It's really odd. It's like different countries. They're really trying to push
like
anything.
Gang fighting on TV.
It's pretty much like that.
I don't know how much I like that.
That's the.
Not gonna lie, that sounds. Whatever. If there's like a group of people out there who just enjoy watching, like 6 people like line up on each side.
I wouldn't mind that.
And then like one small Asian referee just walks in there like older than time. I fight, and then 6 giant steroided monsters start running at each other with battle axes and brass knucks. Sure,
I'd be into it.
I probably would not watch. I'll be honest with you. I'd be like,
I watch anything that has fighting in it. I would watch.
What if it was like, Guile from Street Fighter versus a grandmother?
I would watch it. I'd watch that.
Jesus, you goddamn animal.
I'd like gladiator fighting to just come back. Just screw all this.
What about American gladiators? Like that? Or do you want people with swords?
Actually, I wouldn't mind American gladiators coming back. That's not...
They had that come back. Somebody... Who the hell was...
I think Hulk Hogan was doing it. It was terrible, though. I think it...
Wasn't it John Cena?
I don't know. I thought it was Hulk Hogan. Hulk...
It was John Hogan.
Because Hogan...
Paul Hogan.
John Hogan.
Remember Paul Hogan?
Hogan knows second best.
Isn't that the guy from Crocodile Dundee? I almost called him Alligator Dundee. Okay, so what would an Alligator Dundee be? Would that be like a guy from the Florida Everglades?
Yeah. And he'd have like 3 teeth.
Alligator Flemings. Alligator Flemings don't play none.
You see, Bellator is trying to sign that guy Tyson Fury.
Yeah, he's a good boxer.
Yeah,
I want him to stay in. I'll be honest, I do want him to stay in boxing because there's a guy who he could fight named Deontay Wilder, who's a really awesome American fighter. And I think the winner of that should fight Klitschko, who's the heavyweight champion.
I think he's got a great name for fighting.
Yeah, he does. He might have the best name for Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Tyson Fury! He should British, be fighting in some English or... he's British?
Yep.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I could see him. He should be like an old-timey boxer, like doing those, where you put up your dukes, like backwards. Nobody fights like that anymore.
I wanted Conor McGregor to fight like that.
Oh, that'd be great.
An Irishman. His logo, I think, is that.
Do you think Bellator is not in talks with anybody at this point? You think they're talking to, like, anybody and everybody trying to sign him?
I think they talk to homeless Freddie every day. You want to fight for a sandwich?
They should just start doing like freak show stuff. No,
they are. Kimbo Slice versus
even
Ken Shamrock is as freak show as it gets.
No, well, I'm even talking about like, go even crazier. Just go fucking wild.
Then they got
handicap MMA, like.
What kind of handicap?
Midget physical, MMA.
Physical or mental handicapped MMA?
Why isn't there midget MMA?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because you can't tell me choke.
You can finish. There's got to be moves for.
They wouldn't be able to. No, they wouldn't be able to clasp their hands because it's short
arms. Could you call it midget MMA? You couldn't even say midget, could you?
You can call it whatever you want as long as you're allowed to say it. Like, you couldn't call it motherfucker MMA.
Yeah, you couldn't call it Little League. Or that wouldn't be good. I wouldn't. I would watch it. Would you watch midget MMA?
If they called it Little League, I probably would.
No, they couldn't. They could never call it Little League. But it would be. I think it'd be probably extremely terrible. But you just could not stop watching it, especially handicap MMA.
It would be very hard. No, I wouldn't.
I think it's their right.
I can't support that.
I think it's their goddamn right.
It is their right, though. I just
let them fight. Why
awkward
not?
For them and us. Do they know that they're fighting? Well, maybe the midgets do.
Well, of course the midgets know they're fighting. Why wouldn't the midgets? What?
I really don't want to be mean to midgets, but
Peter Dinklage would come in there and start fighting everybody.
Which one?
Dinklage.
Is that the guy from Game of Thrones?
Yes. It's Peter, right? Peter Dinklage?
Yeah.
I know it's Dinklage because I love that name. Dinklage.
You ever think that he got called the Dink?
I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. Especially after they came
Doink
out with
the clown used to have
Dink.
A little,
yeah. I'm sure he was called Dink.
No, I'm saying, do you think Peter Dinklage was Dink?
Oh.
Age? The time matches up, right? He's like 40-something now. He's a little older.
Oh, my God.
Wasn't he also in one of the X-Men movies?
I don't think he was Dink. Yeah, he was in the newest X-Men movie.
Uh-huh.
So
he was probably Doink the Clown then, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he's probably related to Doink.
Good. I'll sleep well
at some point.
I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Maybe it's his brother. His brother just went by Dink. And then he's like ashamed of him.
Nah, he was Dink.
So what was that, Ron?
Ron Stallings won.
Ron Stallings won.
I was wrong. I thought Justin Jones would do it, but Ron Stallings.
You got to give it to Justin Jones, though, for taking that body shot and still standing.
Tough, dude.
It's that chest hair, man.
I thought it would. He looks like a little bit like Kimbo, but with hair.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he was going for. Probably not.
Kimbo with hair.
Ooh.
Maybe that's his nickname.
Man, he got torn apart. So did you see...
Good job, Ron.
You listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. Did you hear the Josh Burnett newest episode?
Was it you who was telling me that it was... No, my brother... Okay, so my brother listened to it first. He actually told me that he listened to it and thought Josh Burnett came off kind of arrogant.
I kind of felt the same way. But, I love the guy. He's like my favorite UFC fighter just because he's awesome. But, yeah, what he said about Travis Brown I thought was... I can understand why he's pissed, but I don't know.
What did he say about Travis? I didn't have enough time to listen to the whole thing.
He said that he wasn't really into his fight with Travis Brown, basically. He said that he wasn't into it, he didn't care about it, so he went out there and got knocked out on purpose. Like he gave him the fight or something like that. He didn't say that, but that's like, what are you saying? But I think he was more just bitter about how Travis Brown was, supposedly. I guess Travis Brown did the throat cut after it, and he kind of taunted him and disrespected him after that. And I could understand that from Josh Burnett's perspective. That's kind of fucked up. You won the fight. What are you still talking shit? Especially because I don't think Barnett was doing anything but respectable to him.
If you're Travis Brown, you just knocked out Josh Barnett. You get to say what you want to say.
Yeah, you get to do a little bit.
The whole like a throat cutting thing that Josh Barnett does, and then Brown did it. I mean, I don't.
But then Barnett
says
that if they got a rematch, he'd be fighting a different person, and that there would be something different. It's like, sure. Maybe you should have thought about that the first time. Maybe you should have cared about every fight you go into. I mean, how do you not care about a fight? It was like the second fight that you came back in UFC. You just don't care anymore?
Maybe it's... I don't know. That's work for him. Sometimes you don't have a good day at work.
Yeah.
You just wake up and it's not the same.
I just don't... I can understand it. Maybe he's trying to promote a bigger fight because I don't think he's going to get this Roy Nelson fight.
I think he's unhappy that he lost and in the way he lost because nobody beats Josh Barnett like that, really.
No.
Nobody
It
really
was a
beats that guy like
mistake.
that.
I think I can kind of see what he says, and maybe he didn't.
I can agree with him, but I think that you also have to give Travis Brown props on winning that fight. Like he was the one who did that.
I think he did. But... I mean, he didn't come off, I don't think, arrogant. I wouldn't really say it that. I just think he was maybe. I kind of feel like he might have been talking up a fight, trying to get back with a rematch. But I think that guy's already kind of too far ahead of him now at this point.
It's tough to to judge with guys because you've got people like Dan Henderson who's like 43, and since about 42, 41, he's been, it seems like he's done. He doesn't have that iron chin anymore. He's getting, clipped a lot and then falls down.
Oh, those were some big elbows. Good. I mean, those elbows.
Oh yeah, the one again. Are you talking about with Barnett and Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That stops anybody. He's done it to a few guys, I think. That elbow. Whoa, that one dude has a crazy mustache. Who is that guy?
I don't know. Hold on, let me see. This next fight coming up here. Oh, I'm never going to be able to say these names.
Here, let me see it.
I know Timothy Johnson. This other guy, I don't know. I'm going to have to wait till he says his name.
Let's see. Shamil Abdurrahimov. Yeah. Shamil Abdurrahimov versus Timothy Johnson. Hey, you want to know about a fight where I know 0% of the fighters? It is Shamil Abdurrahimov versus Timothy Johnson.
Timothy Johnson looks like an old-time boxer.
It's a heavyweight fight. He does look like an old-timey boxer kind of guy. And the other guy, he looks like an old-timey boxer guy, too.
He looks sad. Guy looks really upset.
Bruce Buffer looks like he couldn't be less excited for a fight right now.
So Travis Brown, talking about him, he's probably a pretty good up-and-coming fighter, I would say.
Which one?
Travis Brown. He's probably a good upcoming fighter, might be able to make a run at the title, I would say. He could be somebody taking the title next. You think anybody else? You got any up-and-coming fighters you're looking at? Some people that like Kelvin Gastelum, like that guy,
I would say Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, whatever, however you say it.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Nagamov.
Khabib is really good, though. And he's going to fight Cerrone, and whoever wins that fight is probably going to fight the champ.
Yeah, then you got, obviously, McGregor. So, I mean, he's something up. But I don't really... I'm still...
Henry Cejudo. The guy who we watched on the pay-per-view, like, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He is going to fight... He already has a fight coming up, I think. God damn, who is he fighting? But he is definitely another guy that's coming up in MMA who's going to be a really good fighter. He already really is, but he has to fight like top 5 ranked fighters before you can really judge people. See, that's like really how you judge any up-and-coming fighter, is when they start fighting ranked, like top 15. Like in like the light heavyweight division, anybody in the top 15 is probably going to...
Well, there's certain fighters that just look amazing right off the bat. I mean, like John Jones when he was coming up. I remember seeing him.
Neither one of these guys look like they're gonna.
No, neither one of these guys looks like they're doing anything. But like when John Jones was coming up, he looked good in the first few fights. You could tell he was much better than the other guy.
There was his first UFC fight was actually kind of like, it was like looking at a guy who was extremely unpolished.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't have any crisp technique whatsoever. It was just like a bunch of wild shit. But you could tell he's like super athletic and that there was something there. These guys, I guarantee neither one of these guys are going to beat Cain Velasquez ever.
No.
Ever.
How do you get into fighting if you don't think you could? Do you think you just win? Or you think you can win the title?
Well, usually guys like this who are on the undercard, any guy in the UFC, are probably champions locally, wherever they're from.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this guy's from Iowa and the other guy's from Russia, wherever he's from in Russia, like if he's from Moscow, let's just say some city in Russia, he's probably like maybe a local champ there, and then he gets signed to the UFC. He doesn't understand what the best training really is until you fight. Maybe one of these guys wins, and the next fight they have is like Gabriel Gonzaga, or you fight a Crow Cop who's just a guy who's past his prime, but he's Crow Cop. He's trained with the best. He's fought the best. And when you fight some guy like that, that's where you really learn. Okay, this is what I have to change. I can't keep being.
That must be difficult to have to pay for training and knowing you're going up a guy that has more money than you. And what is going on here?
What's the ref doing?
Oh wow, he grabbed.
Oh wow,
the guy was just grabbing the fence.
I didn't even realize the guy had warned him. Oh,
why is he walking him around the ring, touching?
I don't understand the point of that.
Okay. It's awkward. That was awkward. Very awkward of a point taken. The guy was just like held his hand walking around the ring.
Shamil, that guy got a point taken away because he kept grabbing the fence.
He grabbed it like 4 times in a row. Well, like insanely.
There you go. You got a point taken away. You're lucky he wasn't 2.
He's like, he grabbed the fence. The guy's like, hey, don't do that. That's not allowed. He's like, all right, yeah, no problem. Grabs the fence again. Hey, all right, I'm going to rip your hand off this time. Make sure you don't do that. Okay, no problem. You put your hand back on the fence. What are you doing? I'm just going to grab. I'm going to make grab. You're not allowed to do that.
Did you say you're going to make grab? Very good. He made the grab 4 times in a row, and the ref took a point away by the Fram logo.
So did you see, speaking of bones before, did you see that Cormier is just still talking about that, still says that there's still beef? Like, did anybody not think that there was still beef? Did you think that they hashed it out?
I don't know what Cormier is going to say. What's he going to say? I'm gonna win the rematch. There's no way you'll beat me in the rematch.
Yeah.
Except you might beat me the exact same way that you beat me the last time.
Yeah.
Maybe worse.
I think he just has to talk just so that he can hope to get another rematch.
He should fight. He's fighting Bader.
Yeah.
He should win that fight because if he
doesn't,
that's
kind of a lower fight, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree, but I think Ryan Bader's a good fighter, and I think if you lose to Ryan Bader, that usually means you're not top 5.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Ryan Bader's I don't want to, he's a great fighter, but I think his ceiling is the top 5 probably.
Yeah.
Like number 5.
Unfortunately, I thought he had a lot of promise, but unfortunately I think he was just came in at the wrong time.
But that's pretty good. I mean, there's just a few guys out there who are.
Yeah, if he was a little earlier, he might have got a belt, I think. But he came in the division at a time where that division just stormed past his ability, I think.
You know how old Travis Brown is? I didn't realize. I looked this up a while ago when you mentioned it, but he's 32.
Is that old?
I thought he was in his 20s.
I thought he was too. He seems a little younger. Yeah, Brennan Schaub is about that age too. Do you realize that a lot of these fighters are same age?
Yeah.
Like,
that's considered an older fighter at this point.
Yeah.
32.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's what it is, I guess. We're lucky we made it. Timothy Johnson. Stops the guy from somewhere in Ukraine.
Good job. I wanted that mustache to win.
You think he's a firefighter?
He looks like Sergeant Slaughter.
A little bit.
Wait, isn't that Jesse Ventura? Or no? I guess he looks like both of them. Those are 2 different guys, right? Sergeant Slaughter wasn't Jesse Ventura, right?
They are indeed 2 different people.
Okay. They look similar.
They're both very American-y.
They both have mustaches. Bald heads.
Jesse Ventura's not. I don't think either of them are completely bald. They all have that Ben Franklin look.
Oh. Well, they got that old-timey boxer look.
Side of the head hair.
Old American corporal look.
It is a look that I see a lot of just American. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being stupid.
Didn't doesn't he want to run for president or something?
Who's that?
Jesse Ventura?
I thought you were talking about Sergeant Slaughter.
I wish Sergeant Slaughter would.
Jesse Ventura shouldn't run for president. He's an old crazy guy.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Like, there's going to be. Listen, if he ever ran for president, there's a clip of him and Jim Norton getting into an argument that's just going to make its way into everything.
Yeah.
It's like Jim Norton just basically when they were basically having like a normal conversation on the opening. Oh, I think it was Opie and Anthony, and Jim Norton was talking as well, and they all seemed to be civil. And then at some point, it just got too serious, and Jesse Ventura got all bitchy about it, and Jim Norton told him to go fuck himself, pretty much.
Good.
And Jesse Ventura's walking out, and he just looks like a creepy old man.
That's awesome.
I feel bad for the guy, but then, no, I don't.
No, you shouldn't.
Because he acted like a dice.
Do you ever think they'll have celebrity fights in UFC? Or in any MMA kind of thing?
Do I think they will? Yes, of course. But there'll be some fucking guy who's just like, no, we can't have old people
Holy shit,
fight.
Is that Gray Maynard on the prelims?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's where he's at.
How the fuck?
Well, I think you're about to see Gray Maynard get beat up by an undercard guy right now.
Oh, no.
That guy looks hungry. That guy looks like he wants...
Yeah, he does.
Alexander Yakovlev.
I don't think that's how you say it.
Yakovlev? Yakovlev! He's some Russian dude, some crazy Russian dude is going to come into America and probably beat the shit out of Gray Maynard.
It's definitely Yakovlev.
I think Gray Maynard should just take steroids.
He looks like he is. He looks different. His face looks different.
It looks different because he got punched in the face a lot.
Yeah. That's weird. But if they did celebrity fights, like, don't you think they should do like it in an Ultimate Fighter kind of thing? Like, Ultimate Celebrity Fighter. Go right off the Celebrity Apprentice, steal that platform, but do it different. So, like, the Ultimate Fighter would be like, they have to train. They're not fighting. Maybe they're sparring with each other, but it's mostly just a whole training thing of just they're training these certain celebrities to eventually fight. And then they'll do one event that's just all celebrity fights. They'd choose who's the main event, so they'd get like the biggest celebrities to be the main event. Then they'd have like some has-beens and some nobodies in the beginning. But whole event, just celebrities. I mean, I think that'd be...
Who do you have in mind of doing these...
it'd be weird.
These celebrity fights you speak of.
It'd be kind of difficult. You'd have to find out who's around the same weight class. I feel like you still have to go with weight class. You still have to go with gender, obviously. You're not going to have, you know, some girl like Kim Kardashian fighting, you know, some other guy like...
Khloe Kardashian?
That would be a good fight. See, like, that's something. I don't know if they're in the same weight class, though. So, but you'd have to do something. Like, right now, just for fun, I know I have a certain list here of fighters that actually do train already and that I could see actually fighting, like,
really?
like Ed O'Neill. You know Ed O'Neill?
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy. He actually trains. I think he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something.
They call it a Bundy belt.
Yeah. Like, and
he's a 4th degree Bundy belt.
That he actually said he would fight CM Punk. Did you hear that?
No, he said he would do that.
Yeah, he did. He said he would fight.
Ed O'Neill said he's going to fight CM Punk.
Yeah, he tweeted it or some shit like that.
CM Punk's lucky that Ed O'Neill doesn't get off that couch.
But say that he fought Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson trains in MMA now. You know that?
You remember in Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
He had that street fight
outside
and he used some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. That'd be great, wouldn't it be? That'd be a good fight. I think
yeah, I'll go with that one.
Could lose on that one, though. Something like Christian Bale. He trained MMA for some of the roles like Batman and stuff. And then you could have him go against Christian Slater. Battle of the Christians.
Yep.
Slater versus Bale.
The winner gets to ride a dinosaur.
Wesley Snipes, he trains.
Wesley Snipes should fight...
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, well, no, he shouldn't fight Nicolas Cage unless he wants to keep his life. Because if he fought Nicolas Cage might, like, turn him into, like, the shit that the vampires did in Blade. Nicolas Cage would turn Wesley Snipes into that shit.
Nicolas Cage would just stare him down.
Yeah, he doesn't move.
He doesn't
even move. Doesn't
even
blink.
throw a punch.
And Nicolas Cage just kind of sniffs, and then you just turn into like Blade vampire dust.
I heard that Lady Gaga trains MMA, but I don't know if she's training like doing the same training that MMA people do, or if she's actually fighting, like sparring people.
I think that she's fighting in Invicta next week. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Who's she fighting?
She would be fighting, I think, Jessica Alba. She trains too.
No, not her.
I don't know if they're in the same weight class either, so I don't know what that would be.
Well,
do you know like sports guys? Some of them do. Like Jose Canseco, he's actually fought before. He's actually fought actual events. I don't remember the organization, but I know he's fought. I remember he called out Shaq at one point.
That would be a ridiculous fight. He already fought Hongman Choi, I think.
Shaq?
No, Jose Canseco.
Oh.
He fought Hongman Choi. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. It was Pride?
No, it was Dream. It was like the after Pride.
Yeah, I think that's probably when he called Shaq out.
They did a thing called the Super Hulk tournament.
Oh wow!
And it involved no weight. I'm not joking. No weight class.
It was no drug
Hulk.
testing.
No, of course not. Bob Sapp was in it.
Oh yeah, then it was definitely no drug
testing. Hongman Choi, Minowa Man, which is the guy who won.
Yeah.
Was about 170 pounds.
No way.
Leg locks. He got Hongman Choi in a leg lock and Bob Sapp in a leg lock.
Oh God.
And somebody else. He beat somebody else, I think, as well, and he won the tournament. The smallest guy in won the tournament.
Good for him.
But he was also the best fighter by far. He fought Rampage and he lost back in Pride.
Oh really? When Rampage was good?
His name Itsuhika Minowa, and he ended up changing like his persona to Minowa Man, and he was a badass Japanese fighter. He was a really good Japanese fighter, but he wasn't like one of the best, but he was really good. He was very entertaining. He was like the Japanese people liked him a lot. But I wouldn't say he's like on the same level like as a Sakuraba, who was a badass Japanese fighter and was one of the best like ever Japanese, probably the best.
I think it's kind of weird that we don't have any top Japanese fighters right now. Do you think they just don't come to the organization, or do you think it's the travel that kind of it hurts the training and everything? But if you look at the top five,
well, there is a guy who's Asian. I'm not sure. I forgot his name, but he's fighting Demetrius Johnson for the flyweight title. But I've also heard. I think it's Horiguchi. Is his name? I saw him fight a few times. He's good, but I think the last time after he won, he even said, "I'm not ready for a title shot yet, but I'm going to train hard and I will be soon." Something to that extent. And
it's a humble thing.
And then they gave him a title shot like right away because I think they just didn't have anybody else.
They just didn't care. They're like, nah, but we want to set you up for failure.
See, what we have is an obligation to the champ to make him fight and pay him once or twice, 3 times, possibly a year. And if we don't have him fight right now, we have to pay him X amount of billions of trillions of monopoly money dollars. So what we need from you is to go into probably Iowa, somewhere where you have no idea about at all. And we need you to get your ass kicked really hard by a guy who's way better than you and hits harder and grapples better. So have at it. We'll give you some sushi.
Get out there and don't die.
Perform!
Do you think that's going to ever happen? Do you think somebody's just going to like UFC main event, somebody collapses and dies?
I really hope not.
I really hope not either.
Just kidding. I hope they do. No,
I mean that. I think. Do you think that would ruin the sport? Do you think people would start freaking out about it, being like, "There's a guy that was
somebody died like in the middle of a UFC main event"? Yeah, that could end the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, if a guy died, if Gray Maynard died right now. If he just like fell over like that movie The Happening where the grass kills you, but it's UFC octagons and that kills you, like if they just died right now, yeah, the sport could be over.
That'd be crazy.
If The Happening happened inside the octagon right now.
Can you imagine that? We're all like, yeah, oh my god, he looks like he's actually dead. Holy shit.
Damn, these guys.
Dana White would just
They're having a good fight. I really thought Gray Maynard would be almost out by now, though.
Or do you think they'd be like Disney? They would Disney it up, being like, no, nothing over here. Don't look over here. Hide it. Push it under
I don't see a way of that being hid.
Push him off the fucking thing. They pick him up and Weekend at Bernie's him. Like, oh no, look, he's walking out.
Like John McCarthy and Herb Dean just walking there. Oh, they're fine.
He's fine. Don't worry. He's just sleeping, taking a nap. Do you think we'd ever on this podcast be able to interview somebody?
Nope.
Like really interview a fighter? You think they'd take us seriously ever?
Maybe, but we'd have to pay them like all those dollars. Like all those guys get paid, right?
Do they get paid?
No.
On podcasts?
No, they don't.
I didn't think so. I mean, how hard would it be to just Skype with us?
I think that
I hate
maybe
when
that'd
guys
be fun.
do that.
Who knows?
I hate when guys are on the ground and they're just holding on to the other dude's leg.
Dude, Maynard is getting beat up so bad.
Yeah.
I'm so not wanting to see this happen. But I think Russia is just going to murderize him right here.
Looks like you're right. Looks like he deserves to be on the prelims at this point.
He should have retired before he got put on the prelims.
Yeah.
Just open up a gym somewhere, buddy. Work at Best Buy.
It's a young man's game. It's definitely a young
what an old
game.
man thing to say. I think maybe he thinks if he gets another win against an up-and-coming guy, he gets to be a star again, but...
Say if...
I don't think he's going to beat this guy.
You never know. He's got 20 seconds left. He might survive in this round.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him come back out the next round. I think he's just hurt now.
Yeah, you never know what could happen. Say somebody, some fighter, any fighter would allow us to do it. Who would it be? Who would you want to interview?
Chael, without a doubt.
Chael? Just straight
Chael.
Chael
in his persona.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Chael like, hey, how are you guys? I'd be like, no, don't do that.
I don't want that.
Don't talk like that. Talk like Chael Sonnen, like I know who Chael Sonnen is.
I want to interview him like he's fighting me. He's gonna fight me, and we're gonna in a month, and we're kind of promoting the fight.
I want him to call me stupid.
I'd like to fight. I'd like to interview him. I'd like to fight him too. I just go up against him just to see.
Did you see the picture of Scott Hall and Chael Sonnen?
No, yeah.
NWO
I saw that.
Scott Hall.
That was great.
That guy is humongous. Like, he was way bigger than Chael, which I never thought I'd say words like that ever.
I think I'd like to interview Brian Ebersol.
Why that guy specifically?
Just to ask him what's with the arrow cut into his frickin' chest hair. What is with that? Is he just trying to get, attention?
I think what it means, and this might help you not have to interview that guy.
Oh, okay. So you know the reason?
What it means is that punch me here.
Oh, that's it? That's all it means? This is where you're supposed to punch.
Yeah. It's a trick because he's very...
he's got a weak body.
He's got a very weak body, exactly. And he's trying to play psychology with the other fighter. He knows that they're dumb.
So I should just start asking you the questions I would interview,
Well, at least with that one. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Nick Diaz. Actually, I don't even care. I don't even know what I would ask Nick Diaz.
You'd probably have to ask how much pot he smoked that day.
What kind of pot he smokes?
Yep.
What does he normally smoke out of?
That seems to be a big part of his life anyways.
Seems like it.
For the last ever.
I like that of him, though.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like that of him. He doesn't give a shit.
Well, there is something wrong with it, I guess, if you're not allowed to do it for work, and then they are constantly drug testing you at work. And you're like, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this.
I think it doesn't make any sense why it's illegal to smoke weed in MMA anyway. I mean, you're just doing yourself a disservice. I mean, at that point, you're just going to get lazy and go out there and be like, I don't even want to fight today. I'm just going to lay down in front of Anderson
They think
Silva.
what it will do is be a, like a pain reliever or...
muscle relaxer, I guess.
Muscle relaxer, yeah. So maybe if you do that, maybe either you're more susceptible to being hit. Like, it could be detrimental to yourself, and they don't want you to go out there and get hurt, or maybe when you're out there, you'll be a very creative son of a bitch and knock somebody out a way you normally wouldn't have.
Can you take like 5-hour energy drinks before you get in the ring?
You can do cocaine before you get in the ring.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, that's...
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I'm glad I saw that fight. Good. Good for the commission. Good for them.
Yeah, nothing's good.
Do the cocaine and then go in there and fight a world champion wrestler. Do it.
I think I'd like to interview Josh Barnett. I think that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't ask him normal questions though. I'd ask him if
death metal stuff.
I'd ask him if he ever. Yeah, I would ask him if he ever considered being a vocalist in a death metal band.
He's big in death metal.
He would be intimidating as hell. Just sitting up there screaming. I bet he can scream too.
I would like it if he screamed in a child's voice though.
Or old school like Slayer style. Or old like Pantera where they were doing high vocals instead of screams.
Yeah, if he did that, it would make it well, no. I mean like childish, like in no one thinks it's good at all. Not even guys who like that old school metal vocalist shit. I mean, he's almost on purposely being shitty.
Yeah.
But he's being childish shitty because he's a big giant human being, and it would look ridiculous for that guy to be screaming like
that band would be so
7-year-old.
Intimidating.
Yeah. You'd have to get the most intimidating looking guitarist, bassist, and drummer.
It would be just Chael Sonnen.
Probably.
He'd be the rest of the band.
He'd be one guy playing 3 instruments.
Yeah. What would you ask Chael Sonnen?
I would ask Goro to be in my band because he had more than one arm, or more than 2 arms.
What would your question be for Chael Sonnen? What would you ask him?
How did he invent the sun? How does that work? What is time and space? Please explain that to me.
I would ask Chael Sonnen for forgiveness, and I would confess all my sins.
Then Chael Sonnen would rape you.
I'd have to let it happen.
Depending on what religion he is.
I'd probably have to let it happen. He'd wrestle me. He'd fuck me down.
Pretty much. That's what would happen. But, hey, whatever. Go Gray Maynard.
Oh, God.
He's gonna get hurt. Hey,
that's such a sad thing to see a guy that was at the top of the league and then go to the bottom.
Because there's
started at the top and now he's back to the bottom.
At that moment when he fought Frankie Edgar and they had that draw, that was when his peak is right there, the draw for the title.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next fight he gets knocked out by Frankie Edgar after the first. You remember the first round of the draw fight? It was like Frankie Edgar got his ass kicked by Maynard.
Yeah.
The third fight that they did, which was the second title fight, the same thing happened.
Yeah. Those were good fights.
He beat the crap out of Frankie Edgar in the first round, and then he didn't finish him. And then that time Frankie Edgar made the adjustment and got the knockout. But at that moment, both guys had different paths. Frankie Edgar goes on to be, considered one of the best fighters ever. Gray Maynard is kind of like a footnote in Frankie Edgar's career.
In the prelims, getting beat by a guy coming up.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I don't know really who won, but probably not Gray Maynard. Probably Chael Sonnen won that fight.
Yeah.
Grapple to death. Does Chael Sonnen qualify as a celebrity? Can he be in that celebrity Ultimate Fighter house?
I think Chael Sonnen's above celebrityism. I think he's a...
Right, but you can go down if you want to.
I honestly feel like Chael Sonnen should be a senator or something at this point. I mean, why not run for office?
I think he needs to be a Navy SEAL. You know how quickly problems get solved?
He trains Navy SEALs.
That's a silly idea. He could beat up a whole team by himself.
Yeah, that's why he's training them. He trains them, but they still don't understand what he's doing. They don't even pay him to do it. He's just trying to help us out. He's like, hey, I've seen these Navy SEALs, and I feel like we don't have that great a protection. I'm gonna have to train you guys. They're like, do you want any money? And he's like, no, I just want extra security. I need to feel safer. I think that's what happened. Well, I don't have really much anymore. I have Rampage. He's going to find out if he'll be allowed to fight in UFC for April 7th. Yep, Gray Maynard lost. UFC 186. You think that's going to happen? You think he'll be able to...
No.
No? You think he's going to... You think Bellator...
Yeah.
I think Bellator has a good fight on it. I mean...
I think that when he left Bellator, it was really... weird. It wasn't just a cut and dry case. Like, they wronged him in such a crazy manner that he could break a contract and they wouldn't do anything.
But do you think the UFC would then do all this without looking into what his contract was, or if they thought...
If they could get him back or just not fighting, actually with
or they just make this a spectacle about Bellator and then they don't even care. They're just like, look at how...
Maybe it's a press for their fight card in their eyes.
True.
Because Rampage left the UFC in a way that usually you don't get to go back to that promotion. Like, he wasn't happy at all, made it known, and then went to Bellator and kept talking, and he was successful over there. Like, he should stay there, really.
He had an amazing contract at Bellator. Did you? He got a 2013 Tesla Sport for signing. Just for signing, they gave him a $130,000 car, and then in addition to that, he got $100,000, and then his bonus for fight purses were started at $200,000 to $300,000.
Yeah, that's
for
insane.
pay-per-view fights, non-pay-per-view fights. That's crazy, dude.
Wow.
I mean, he was getting I guess he had some reality TV show, which I didn't see, called Rampage for Real.
I saw a couple episodes of that, and at some points it just looks like he's not really concentrated on training.
Did you know how much money he got paid for each one of those episodes? $35,000 an episode.
How many did they had? 4?
One would be still like, are you insane? Like, who was going to watch that?
That's not that much money.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but like for somebody to get paid for a mini series,
it was in his contract to make an appearance on the red carpet of the 2014 MTV Video Awards. Why the fuck was that in his contract? Did just Rampage always want to go to the MTV?
No, I think what it was was his kids want to go, and they're just like, Papa, please get me MTV Video Music Awards. And he's just like, you got to put it in my contract. And then somebody said, okay, and then he was going to get out of a limo and see 13 photographers in his face. Rampage, come here, Rampage, look over here, Rampage.
They agreed to pay him $50,000 an event that he did not receive a certain revenue amount from sponsors. That means if he didn't get a sponsor, they were going to give him $50,000.
Say that again.
It says Bellator also agreed to pay Jackson $50,000 in the event that he did not receive a certain revenue amount from sponsorships.
I wonder what the certain revenue amount, because that could be like, if you don't get 50,000, we'll pay you 50,000. So he gets 49,000 every time and doubles up. He does it on purpose. He's like, hey,
dude, it's crazy.
Hey, nobody can pay me $50,000 for this fight.
They had to get him a screenwriter.
Like, oh, okay, here we go.
They had to pay a screenwriter for him for a movie project, and he met with the president of Paramount in regards to film opportunities. What the fuck? You're a fighter, dude. Like, they shouldn't be giving you a career and everything else.
Yeah, why not? You can make some made-for-TV movies with Rampage Jackson.
That's just weird,
Action
dude.
Jackson.
That's just such a weird, shisty fucking organization, it seems like.
No, why? That's so good. If I was Rampage, that would make me not want to be in the UFC, too.
But he wants to be in the UFC. He just left that. He just left all of that shit.
Well, maybe it's because... Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, when he went there, and that's in his contract, maybe not all that happened, because there's been no movies with Rampage.
They didn't say there would be a movie. All there was in his contract is they gave him a screenwriter.
But obviously, if you're getting a screenwriter...
Yeah.
Who knows? I've never heard of Rampage Jackson talking, I had a great day today with my screenwriter.
He wasn't in Bellator for that long. He fought twice. They didn't even make that much money with him. 3 times?
3 times.
Oh,
he got 2 knockouts, and he fought King Mo, and he probably should have... He actually...
That should have been a
give
loss.
Shit what anybody said. Yeah,
Bellator fixed that fight.
I believe that 100%.
That is
too.
such a fixed fight. It was crazy.
That was the old president of that promotion. Everybody said he was shady.
I think he wasn't. I think he just got fucking blamed for everything, dude. I think they were just trying to go, we can't be this obvious. We were this maybe that's what they just didn't like about him. They're like, he was just too obviously shady.
Bjorn Rebney?
Yeah.
No, they didn't like his direction of the company. He wanted to keep going with the tournaments and have seasons, like TV seasons.
I think that was a good idea.
I don't think so. After a while, nobody's paying attention to a Bellator because you've got to fight every Friday, and like no matter what, like so no matter if somebody gets injured, no matter if the main event and the co-main event both back out, you're having that fight. That fight is your time. All the prelims are going to be on TV then.
I like the tournament style. I really wish they could have made the tournament work. I just think you get so much more invested in it.
But just don't do it all the time.
It should be yearly. It should be a yearly thing. Space out the fights more. Don't make them fight 3 fights in a row. Even though I like that about kickboxing, and those guys are lunatics being able to do that. But space it out. You get 1 month, maybe one every 3 months. There'd be a fight card. You get 3 months in between, and just build the tournament that way.
What I think is they should be able to use weapons in the tournament, and whoever wins the weapons tournament gets to fight Chael Sonnen.
Yes.
Do you think that if a cop is racist, he should be fired?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's all these, different places all over the country, literally, where you've just got a whole bunch of almost murders with cops killing black dudes. And if you've got a guy who's a racist who's killing...
Yeah, like an obvious racist. I mean, you'd have to prove the racistness. I mean, that would probably be pretty difficult. Okay, so like
if found out, or if it came out that cop was texting another cop a whole bunch of racist shit.
Yeah, done.
What if he was joking?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You're a fucking cop at that point. There should be a level of where you respect the job that you do. You can go home and do whatever the fuck you want. When you have that badge on, you're supposed to be a certain person. I think it's there's a lot of stuff that's...
If you're a racist at home, then you're a racist at the job if you're a cop, because you've got to talk to everybody. And if it's in the back of your mind, of course you're a racist.
Yeah.
It's one thing, I think, to be prejudiced and to be stereotypical, because I think that's what everybody is.
Being a cop is a difficult thing, because, it's like almost like being a teacher in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but like
you're not really being paid
there's
that
more of a
well.
chance of crazy violence being a cop than a teacher.
Definitely.
Although, even if you're a teacher, there is a chance that you might get a chair thrown at you.
Yeah.
But
and you get respect, but you really don't get respect. And, like, most people, fear you more than respect you. And that, I think, is the worst. I really do believe that cops should have some sort of recording device on them at all times.
Yeah.
And not just for us, but for them. Because
Absolutely.
I don't mind going to bat for a good cop, but I think that these shitty cops and these racist cops, and they need to be just taken out, like, not taken out like killed or something, but just, taken out of the system, get rid of them. Or put them on desk jobs, something that they're not going to be able to fit.
They should be murdered in front of America.
It's getting weird, though. Do you think it's just our generation or this time that cops are taking this?
Honestly, I think it's better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
If you go back 50 years, what do you think? The racism was less than?
Oh, well, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's true.
I think right now, I think every day as we go on, maybe there's some bad days worse than others, but I think generally in all facets of life, all areas of life, that we're better off than we were yesterday.
Well, I think
that we're improving every day.
Yeah, that's true. And I think we just didn't see it a lot as much because now we have camera phones.
That's the thing. Yeah, everybody can be a reporter. Mm-hmm. If you have a cell phone and you're videotaping it, you're kind of reporting.
Yeah.
You're reporting what's going on in your neighborhood, You know what
we should all have? We should have recording devices set up in our cars, recording whenever we want to. You could hit a button and it starts recording from your, from so you can see yourself and outside the window. And then you could have something on your car that says, I record anytime I'm pulled over. And you could tell them, you're going to be recorded,
only when you're pulled over?
Anytime you want. You could just hit a button, it starts recording.
So
and it's
can
streaming.
It see what you're seeing or what your car is facing?
It would be like a center console or where your radio is, to where it's pointing so you can see outside your window and yourself. And it's just kind of like, and actually a bunch of cameras, just like your home security system or something. It could have a bunch of cameras all set up around your car, and you hit record and it will record and it streams to like some OnStar type service so that so a cop, if
I don't want people knowing where I'm going. Sometimes I got to go to some dangerous places.
You have to actually turn it on. It doesn't just automatically
record.
So
you get to be a creeper?
No, it just records when you want it to record for a safety precaution. It's like, you know what? I'm pulling into this bad neighborhood. I'm just going to record this just in case later on I get my car jacked or...
That's a nice way of saying Riviera Beach.
Oh.
It's a bad neighborhood. It's not the most fun over there. When I used to work over there and I had to drive through Riviera Beach, that was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It seems like the farther east, too,
I love being a fat white guy in the middle of Riviera Beach.
It just seems like it gets really bad farther east.
Yeah.
It's like they're closer to all the richer people. Like what? It's like almost like I don't even know which I'd rather. Is like because I really hate super rich people, man. Like that uber rich person that is just so feeling like they're above everybody else. I think I hate that person more than any person in the world.
You hate the pompous people.
Oh God, people on Palm Beach Island, and this, they just expect everything. I hate those fucking motherfuckers.
Every once in a while I have to work with. I'm sorry. Every once in a while I have to work with some people like that. It happens.
I think everybody has to work.
When you have to work
like
with people like that, maybe not with people, but whatever. When you have to work with people and they're just kind of dicks, being just arrogant, my shit doesn't stink kind of people, you're just like, what the fuck, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Can you just make it easy? You have to be here. I have to be here. Let's make the best of it. You might be in a shitty mood, but that doesn't mean I have to have a bad day because you hate your life.
I just don't like how people think that money makes them above others. Like that drives me nuts, man. It's like just because you get paid more than somebody else does not make you any better or more special. I just don't think that.
Sure it does, man. Didn't you know?
But but not in like in a respect manner.
Dude. You're like, dude, shut the fuck up. Liz Carmouche. Sounds like a bakery. Welcome to Carmouche's.
Liz the douche Carmouche.
She would beat us both up at the same time. God damn it. A 5'3" person would. I'm
pretty sure Bruce Buffer would beat my ass.
He does a lot of. I heard a couple of interviews with him. He does a lot of kickboxing and shit like that.
Dude, I saw a picture of him in Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then Bruce Buffer is jacked, dude. You don't see it because he's wearing a suit most of the time, but he's got some arms, man. Got some big arms.
He's a big creepy announcer.
Big arm. That's probably holding that microphone all day. You think he's just holding that microphone all day? No one takes my microphone.
Like he just walks home. Hey, honey, how are you? I'm Bruce Buffer, and I'm speaking to you. And I'm like, oh my God, day 17,484. Bruce Buffer comes home and acts creepy with his microphone yet again. I wonder what it's like to be an aging female fighter. If that's different from being an aging male fighter. Because Liz Carmouche is down that road.
Do you think women...
She's already lost to Ronda Rousey. She's lost a few fights after that.
Well, does it matter the age? Could like a 40-year-old woman still fight a 20-year-old woman and it'd be all right?
Maybe. I don't really know. I don't have experience in being a woman.
I don't think they age the same as men do.
It's like dog years.
Yeah. Maybe an older woman is better at fighting.
She should give her a kick like right between the legs right now. You know what I mean? Like the Stone Cold Steve Austin backwards behind the legs.
They should have the Cougar division. 45
the
to
UFC
55.
Cougar weight division.
The Cougar weight. 45 to 55-year-old women fighting.
What if you're 43? You're not a Cougar if you're 43?
They're fighting for like the ref. Like
really?
For a date with the ref.
Herb Dean's gonna.
We're old, but we still want to fuck. Brendan Schaub's moving to 205. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I think he's a pretty big guy to be at 205. He could do well in that division, I think.
Well, here's what he's said before: is that if you're going into that, in his opinion, if you're going into MMA, you're going in to be the champion. That's your goal.
Yeah.
So can he beat John Jones?
I don't know. That'd be a pretty interesting fight. I'd have to see him at 205. I don't think he's that bad of a fighter. I just think he's...
If he cuts down and he beats somebody notable...
I think he could do it. I think he's held well. I think the biggest thing is some of these guys are much bigger than him. And... at
heavyweight?
Yeah, at heavyweight.
Yeah.
I think he might be able to compete. I don't know with John Jones. You never know. It might not be John Jones. It could be Rumble Johnson, you know?
Either way, I'm just saying, do you think he could beat John Jones? He's the current champ, so...
I don't know. That'd be hard to say.
Wow, Clay Guida is fighting, man. Damn.
Clay Guida finally putting his hair up. That's interesting. Never does that, does he? He usually just has it down. Maybe he's finally, like, trying to be smarter about it. And, like, I'd like to be able to see the fighter.
He's got so much movement. It's ridiculous.
I love this guy. I love him as a fighter. He goes out every time. He is active, man. He is moving. I heard he's a good guy, too. I heard he's really nice.
I have heard a lot. I've heard a lot that
he seems
a
like a nice guy.
I honestly don't really like watching him more times than I do.
I'd really like to see him win a belt, but I don't know if that will ever happen.
I don't think so, but he isn't... I mean, he's an overall...
I think he's a top fighter, though. Top 10. I would say...
I think he used to be. I don't think he is anymore.
I don't know. I still think he's a top 10 fighter. I think he has it in him. It's just, you know, some matchups, I think you just never know what's going to happen, but he's beaten a lot of top guys.
He has, but it's been a minute.
Oh, big slammy. Slammy.
It's been a minute since he's beaten, like, one of the top 7 guys or top 5 guys.
I want to see a guy do a pile driver to another guy on this.
Bob Sapp did that to Minotauro Nogueira in Pride.
For real?
The match was...
or a power bomb.
Dude, Bob Sapp weighed like 350 and Nogueira weighed like 230. And Nogueira immediately like ran at him and shot in for a takedown. And Bob Sapp basically picked him up and dropped him on the back of his neck.
Wow. That doesn't happen enough. I want to see some big slams. Why do you think Rampage stopped slamming everybody when he came into UFC? You think just people were...
Holy shit.
Oh, wow. There we go. I wanted to see a big slam. And
Dude,
Clay Guida just gave me one.
Completely off the ground. Like, he was completely airborne.
Told you, man. Clay Guida looks good.
This is what he does, well, but... Dude. There are times where I've seen fights where it's just been boring. The Anthony Pettis fight was kind of boring, man. This was all it was.
Yeah. He's not the most entertaining of fighters in that sense of like getting a knockout. I don't want to
make it seem like I don't like the guy at all, but there are some fights where it's just been like kind of slow paced, just him ground like rubbing dudes. Because I'm gonna take you down, and then I'm gonna squish you into the edge of the fence, and then I'm gonna kind of lean on you and punch you.
I'm gonna cuddle, yeah. I'm a tough cuddle.
I'm gonna rub my tattooed arm into your cheekbone.
Rough cuddling.
I don't really like it sometimes. But he does get
really
submissions
weird.
this way, so it's kind of hard to justify not doing it.
I mean, that's really... Grappling and everything is such a weird thing to me. Like, most men would never want to be, like, touching one another like that.
I'll be honest. Right now, Robbie Peralta does not want to be touching like that either.
Do you think,
Clay Guida's on top of him.
He's got, like, a boner.
Just... No, worse, he's got, like, a
him.
metal cup, and he's just grinding it into his back.
That's what I would do. I would just rub my dick all over him to try to get him to squirm around. Because you'd be like... You want him to kind of squirm so that you can get him in a placement that you could get a choke or something like that. So you just do some really gay shit. Just like...
Clay Guida's all about doing some gay shit in MMA.
Just like whispering in their ear and...
Clay Guida right now is like just all about gay shit in that case in MMA.
Heavy breathing in their ear, just like...
I think he's probably like right there.
Making moan sounds.
That would be awful. Like, you know, you get like stories from MMA fighters. Yeah, whenever you fight this guy, he just starts breathing heavy right in your ear. Whatever.
So you got something for Jake's news?
No.
Jake's.
You need to add sound effects for it.
Jake's news.
So what do you got, Jake?
There was one serious thing which I don't know if I should talk about because, but we have to now.
Yes.
Like the pizza place that got shut down because they said they wouldn't cater to a gay wedding or a lesbian wedding. I don't know which one it was or if it was both.
Wow.
But they got shut. I don't know if they self-imposed the shutdown, if they just ran out of business in such a amount of time, or if
that's their right.
They got shut down by somebody.
They can refuse to serve anybody, right? You can do that.
I guess
in any
you
business,
can.
Right?
I'm not sure. Maybe you can, but I guess they got a lot of hate. They ended up closing, and they got a GoFundMe account, and apparently they've got $800,000.
What?
As of today, I saw online. I don't know if that's
for
100%, what? But people just gave them money. They donated.
Gave who money?
The pizza place that shut down.
The owners?
The owners, because they support what they did, what they said, I guess.
Oh, wow.
They said that they wouldn't cater to...
so they basically got money for having a certain stance on...
That's how FundMe works. Anybody can just give money to anybody.
So if I was like a racist guy and I got in trouble
what I'm saying is right now you can go to GoFundMe as yourself and say, I'm Mike and I like money. And then you can say, please give me money. And then people can give you money.
I'm Mike and I don't like gay marriage. Give me money.
Yeah, just say that you wouldn't work for a company that supports gay marriage, I guess, and then you get fired. And people might give you money. But you might also get overlooked.
Wait, so this was a pizza place?
A pizza place.
And for a wedding?
That's where I went, was like, what pizza place caters for a wedding? Like, why would they be asked that kind of a question?
Is it only a pizza place? Or is it an Italian restaurant or something? It's just pizza.
I think it's called Memories Pizza.
Wow.
But I just don't...
$800,000? There's no way that pizza place even made that much money.
No, probably not. So this is like a big deal. Like,
that's sad. That's sad that people would give money just because they're ignorant.
It's very weird. It's a very weird situation. I don't know how your business goes under because you don't support gay marriage.
Well, I can understand.
I don't know if they've ever been. I don't know if they've ever refused. I don't know if they've actually ever done that. You know what I mean? But
this just seems odd.
Who orders pizza for a wedding?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Where was this?
Where?
Yeah. What
That's
state?
A good question.
I think this story would make more sense if it
was like in Alabama.
Yeah, it would be like, okay, I get it. Texas.
I'm gonna Google pizza racist.
Why do you think that it's like the middle of the country just doesn't catch on to certain things. It's just because not a lot of people live there, and those people are just become ignorant or something, or just doesn't seem. It always seems that the people in the center of the country don't have like up to date ideas about things or views about stuff. It's always old world.
It's the heart, the what is that called? The heartland of America.
The salt of the earth. I don't know.
It's crazy. We have the salt.
You're gonna need them though.
By the ocean.
You always need them because they'll be the ones that stand up for the country and shoot everybody when we need them to.
It's true. There's nothing wrong with those people.
I don't mind them. I just think that it's just weird that they have television and internet. It's not like they're behind or anything. Even if they're living in a farm or something, they still have like up-to-date technology in their house. So it's like, and maybe it's just the surroundings. Like, how can you hate a black person for being black nowadays?
That doesn't make sense.
I don't understand it. It's like,
ever.
How have you not gotten over that at this point in time? Like,
yeah, I don't understand.
How can you hate?
How you can be that kind of person today?
On homosexuals? Like, how can you not accept that by this point?
Listen, I don't care if gay people want to get married or they don't want to get married. Just like I don't care if straight people want to get married.
I could give two shits.
But
let them do it.
It is gross, though, a little bit.
Well, that's...
but it's not a reason to stop people from being able to be happy in life.
No matter how uncomfortable it makes you.
How big
whatever.
of a deal is it for two people to get a piece of paper that says
it's
one
weird.
thing, and you can be there for somebody who
I guess part of freedom
loves another person
is being able to tell somebody else that they can't do something.
It's an ego stroke.
We're all free.
That's sad.
But I don't want you to do that. So that's illegal.
Well, it is what it is, buddy. Clay Guida.
I think he won.
Probably, but he's got a beat up eye.
He won, actually. Because before, when I was going to the thing, that was the one fight that I saw that said Guida won.
Oh. Well, you could have waited 3 seconds. He just fucking won right in front of me. And you were like, right before, I was like,
I didn't ruin the fight, though.
Clay Guida won.
Clay Guida wins.
Yeah, you saved me some time, to be honest.
I'd let you see it, It's the only thing that I don't like about recording fights. Besides, I like it to know that it's going
have too
on
much
at the
access
time.
to the internet.
Yeah.
And it's not customized for your current situation.
Yeah, the internet spoils everything now. Like, ridiculous. Dude, that's why, you know how Star Wars is coming out, right? I will be there for the very first time you can see it, because I know you'll wake up the day, that Friday, whenever it comes out, it will already be spoiled on the internet.
Really? Damn.
I guarantee it. They'll be like, Jar Jar Binks is in fucking the new thing, or fucking Princess Leia is a lesbian in this, or something. You'll be like, God damn it, movie's ruined. Somebody is gonna ruin that movie for you before you see it, so you better see it really early. Other movies I wouldn't really care, but Star Wars, there's no way that I'm letting somebody ruin that for me. Fuck that.
That would be insane to go to the opening nights of a Star Wars movie.
Oh, it's going to be crazy, I know.
There's going to be all those people dressed up.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to...
cheering at the movie. We're so excited we're cheering.
I'm going to dress up as something completely different just because I was like, oh, I didn't know you had to dress up for Star Wars. Like, you don't dress up for the movie that you're going to see. So oh, you know what I should do? I should just dress up in a Jar Jar Binks costume and go to the Star Wars release. I'd probably get jumped.
What if you go dressed up as Spock?
Yeah, that's what I was getting to before. I was like saying, I should go as Indiana Jones.
There you go. Or Blade Runner.
Yeah.
He was Han Solo and
the President of the United States. He was. Harrison Ford.
Damn.
Air Force One.
Yeah, he's that guy too. He's the president.
Get off my plane.
Dude, Harrison Ford might be the most famous actor.
He's like my TV dad. Like, if I could pick, like, a television or movie dad,
okay,
it would be Harrison Ford.
That's a good choice. He looks like he'd make good decisions.
It's just that
if
that's
need
the
him
guy.
To show up, he'd be there.
Indiana Jones, he was always so cool. Who would be your movie dad?
I don't know. I was thinking that maybe Arnold would be an insane movie dad to have. He's Terminator. He's Conan.
That'd be a weird movie dad, though, because you'd always be like
a lot of those
in danger. Because every time Arnold movies, his kid's in danger.
Pretty much.
It's like there's no reason.
Who's fighting right here? Oh, Juliana Pena.
Yeah, Pena.
And Default.
Yeah. Milana Dudiva.
Sure.
Dudiva.
That's a
Milana Dudiva.
Damn.
Dudiva looks kind of big. Much bigger than Pena.
I wonder if she like hears something like that, if she thinks that's good. Yeah, I'm big. I'm muscular. I'm a muscular woman.
Do you think it's weird that like the attractive girls kind of run the UFC?
Do you think it's weird?
Yeah.
No.
No, I think it's weird.
Would.
I would have figured that fighting would have been like an ugly girl sport.
Well, it just so happens that Ronda Rousey is like really pretty.
No, but most of the top of, or do you think that's just the UFC?
Right now, they just happen to be the better fighters, though.
I just would have figured that
a good fighter. She's very pretty.
A dog Tom girl would be the best fighter in the UFC.
That's Cyborg.
Well,
that's
rooting
Cyborg.
For her,
that's Vanderlei Silva, man. Look at Pena. She's a pretty girl, and she's like beating the crap out of
Yeah, it's crazy.
Old Rusty over here.
Why do you think pretty girls got it in them like that? I don't understand it. I figure ugly girls got more like, I don't know, reasons. They've been ugly. They didn't go on dates and shit. They should be fighting.
That's fantastic.
I don't know. It's just weird to me.
All the time.
It's weird to me. I just would have figured that this would have been a good sport for beat up girls
I agree with you.
To dominate in.
Actually, just all pretty girls. Just they're the best fighters as well.
It's crazy.
Really it
just sucks to be an ugly girl then.
Oh man, they should stop that shit. Damn, she's getting beat up.
If you're not a really attractive girl or a semi-attractive girl,
look at the ref.
Terrible. You better become a scientist.
The ref is like, all right, she's not dead yet. Not yet.
Nope.
Not dead yet.
Keep killing her.
You're gonna have to kill her.
She is not defending herself. Oh well, no, she turned.
Not good.
Into a worse position.
Oh, you're getting.
How many punches does it take?
Until your head smushes like that's it.
You gotta make her head explode. I need to see it explode for you to win the fight.
You gotta bite her ear off and spit it at her.
You're hitting her like a girl. This guy's just like watching it like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh,
Jesus Christ, man.
Elbow,
stop the fight.
Elbow, punch.
This looks
punch. Why
stop.
haven't you stopped it? It's been... How much longer do you want this to go?
Oh, man, stop the fight.
All right, that guy needs a talking.
He needs a training, yeah.
That ref needs to understand that you don't let it go that long.
She looks kind of dudeish right there.
That was a lot of damage done to that girl that did not need to be done. She had already lost. Crazy. What do you think it takes to be a ref?
$45 and an application.
It seems like it.
You have to pay $45.95 to the state of Nevada, and you have to take a picture against a green background. Those Game of War commercials are pretty good, actually. They look like a good movie or a good video game.
How much money do you think that game makes? Like, they have a new commercial like every
Seriously,
other
every
fucking
time
day.
I watch fights,
and they're all CGI,
all
so they
there.
must be pretty expensive to make, unless it's just the gamers make them. Maybe, I mean, the programmers make them, and maybe it's not that fucking expensive or something, but they have a ton of those commercials. Who's buying that crap at this point? You ever notice, like, a lot of these websites that you go to have a shit ton of advertisements on them now? Like, you can't go to a website that's not sponsored by some 30 other corporations, and they have pop-ups and fucking pop-unders, all these different shit. When did we used to fight against fucking pop-ups and advertisements, and now all of a sudden we just fucking take them in all the time. We're like, oh, I don't care. I want to watch this video. I'll watch this 10-second commercial. It's fucking bullshit. Who's fucking paying for that? Who's clicking on it and actually paying for it?
Yeah, a lot of those things, they're just, who exactly is
who's it
clicking
working
on a random banner that pops up and starts flashing at you, you know?
It's
really
insane.
fast. You know, golf clubs.
Oh my God, I need golf clubs.
And you're just like, God, get away from me. What the hell?
I've never, I mean, who's buying like Gatorade or something off your fucking World Star Hip Hop video? You know?
Oh man, what are you talking about? You go to the website, oh yeah, who would do that?
Some fucking pop-up that comes from fucking Metro PCS. Oh, I need to sign up for that phone. I already have a phone, but I'm going to use this one.
Hey,
just because I got to see this fucking video of this little kid beat up this other kid, throw him on the ground.
Yep, that's right. I just saw Bruce Buffer fist bump both fighters.
Yeah, Bruce Buffer's friends with like all these guys now. He's gotten like cool with everybody. Everybody wants to know Bruce Buffer. He probably parties like all the time. They probably all go out after these things, and Bruce Buffer's like the guy that like they all want to hang out with because he announces their names when they come by.
What if Bruce Buffer was like a really crazy pill addict, and he's got like real crazy emotional issues, making scenes at bars, throwing shit at women, you know? He's got issues with his parents, deep-rooted issues with his parents, and he's just like all the fighters are actually scared to death of Bruce Buffer. Because he's got magic powers, too. Bruce Buffer's got magic powers. And you got to watch out for a guy like that now. He's got magic powers, a bad attitude, issues, you know, that go beyond the octagon. You know? That's Bruce Buffer. And these guys just fist bumped him before a street fight on a canvas.
He gave them power. That's pretty crazy of that family, though. There's two. His brother is what's the other Buffer?
Michael Buffer.
It's not Michael.
It is. It's Michael Buffer.
It's Mike Buffer.
Mike.
The boxing guy.
Buffer. That's right. I don't think anybody calls him Mike Buffer.
What do they call him?
Just don't call him Mike Buffer.
He's the one who.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, let's get ready. Yeah.
And Bruce Buffer came up with "It's Time."
That's crazy. Same family, two giant slogans at this point. And he came up after that. Like, he had to go through, like, how do I beat Let's Get Ready to Rumble? How do I get a... It's time to do that.
The most amazing thing is that they both got that job.
Yeah.
For major fight companies. What are the odds, man? What are the odds that your two kids that you have, you're like, you know, this one...
Good
There's
for
kid
Bruce
one,
Buffer,
and then the
too.
next one comes out.
Coming out. Is Bruce Buffer older?
I don't know.
Which one's the older brother?
They're exactly the same second old kids. Down to the second. They just squeezed out at the same time. Ruth Buffer has a giant vagina. Ruth Buffer is a legend.
Ruth. That's his monster.
She goes down in the annals of time. Ruth Buffer. Mike Goldberg should talk about her.
I'd like to see an interview with
has a
Buffer.
crazy vagina.
Ruth Buffer.
I'm telling you, both those guys are scared to death of Bruce Buffer.
I'm scared to death of Bruce Buffer.
All they're doing is fighting right now because that's an excuse to say why you can't fight Bruce Buffer. Well, I'm fighting another dude.
I'd like to see Bruce Buffer fight Mike Buffer for
the rights to the last name.
Yeah, exactly.
The new name that they have to use has to be really degrading.
Yeah. They have to change
what's the guy
name.
from the bowling movie? Woody Harrelson. What was that movie called?
Oh, Kingpin?
Kingpin. It should be like Mike
Munson.
Or it should be like Mike or Bruce Munson.
Yeah, you gotta change your name to Munson.
That's it. Those two guys are gonna fight for the right to use the name Buffer.
That was so
and whoever
great.
loses changes their name to Munson.
So why is this card so early?
College basketball tournament.
Oh.
There's the Final Four on tonight. And I think the national championship tomorrow. So
that's pretty smart. I think that's smart of the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any reason why you need to have this on while everyone really wants to watch college basketball. Anybody who's like a really big all-around sports fan or specifically college sports is watching that. They're not watching this. Like, MMA is not all that big in the United States as much as I think it is in other countries.
Really?
It seems like it. It seems like in Brazil they're way more passionate.
Dublin. Did you see Dublin when they were on that tour? It was fucking crazy. They were losing it.
They were
fucking animated fucking fans, man. Seemed like a cool place to do a fight. You know what I saw today?
Huh?
I was on my way to Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee this morning, and I saw two guys riding on a scooter together. And I looked at it, and I literally just thought that's probably gayer than having sex with another guy. It looked so ridiculous, and they had these like really stupid helmets on that weren't like motorcycle helmets. They're just like that. You know you're an asshole with that helmet. It was just really weird.
Good podcast, man.
Yeah.
Good. Let's say April 4th, 2015. Thanks for listening. Anything to say before we're done?
Nope.
Good. Good. We don't want to fucking hear it. All right. Thank you for listening. Bye.